Greetings, YouTubers. How's everybody out there in YouTube land doing? Hopefully you're doing pretty good. Well, just a quick little story on my Nissan Xterra. Been running pretty good, but over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed I've had a little more of a shake, and finally, it got to a point where the check engine light started blinking on and off for a misfire in cylinder number 1. I finally got it all figured out, and I just took it for a test drive, and it's getting dark. I wanted to shoot this part of the video first, and I wanted to show you just how smooth the engine's running right now. I'll drop it down in gear. I mean, I let up on the brake and just let the car start to move, and this thing is just smooth as butter. And I went through a lot just to get it like this. Well, just a lot of trial and error, I should say. Let me just go out here, and hey, it's snowing again. Typical Appalachian weather. And get this hood open here, right hand, and you can hear that engine, man. It is so smooth now, all because of that cylinder number 1 right here. Now, I am thankful that it wasn't underneath this plenum that the problem had occurred, because that plenum is kind of a bear to get off. I am lucky that I did all my experimenting and everything on this side. So let's go back to the garage and let me show you what I did, and hopefully this will help you out if you have a dead miss. This will give you some tips what to do and what not to do from my experience anyway. So man, she is sounding so good. All right, so let's head back to the garage. All right, so we're back in the garage, and she's still running beautifully, perfectly smooth. And I got my scan tool hooked up in there. Nothing to see there really. Doing really good. No major codes. Nothing popping up. And the exhaust, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but if I put my hand here, no puffing. Just a nice, smooth idle, which is what you want. And that worked out really good. So I'm gonna shut this off. Put my hand in here, and I'll show you what I went through. The first thing you notice here, all these fuel injectors. I mean, I have new ones, I have used ones. Some of these came out of this vehicle when I first got it, because I had a lot of problems getting the fuel injectors exactly right. The biggest problem was trying to figure out which fuel injector was good or not. So I would just kind of put one on here and pull it off and change out another one. Finally got one where the vehicle ran good, but before that, you know, I was at a point where I thought, there's no way it could be a fuel injector. It's got to be a plug wire or a spark plug. So, you know, I pulled the plug wire out here and I checked it for cracks and stuff. Couldn't find anything. It had good spark. I pulled one of the spark plugs out, looked at the porcelain. Couldn't find any cracks or anything. I just went on and on and on, and the thing that I did not want to believe that it was a fuel injector. I just didn't buy it. So on the scan code, it did come up as a PO1, which is a cylinder right here. So I just pulled the injector out, and we started swapping injectors until I finally got a good one. And one of the good ones that I actually got was something like this here. Some of these, if you notice, they got like they're offset in the center. There's like a little circle and a hole. And some of these other ones here they just have a little hole. Let me find one of those. All right, so we got 2 injectors here, and if you notice how the center of them looks, the one on the left there has a center little hole. The one on the right is the original injectors that came out of this. I've replaced some of them for newer ones. It has a hole in the center that has a circle on the outside of that, so I don't know if that means anything. The numbers on the side of them are slightly different, but they're for a Nissan Xterra. But this is what I went through. So I just started pulling injectors and taking it down the road until I got the mist to go away. Now the mist was going up a hill under load in 4th or 5th gear. Then it would just all of a sudden start shaking really bad. You get the mist. But you come back to the house, it's idling smooth. You might hear it kind of misfire a little bit, then go back running smooth, then going back to misfiring a little bit. And this is how I pretty much determined it had to be one of these fuel injectors that was causing me the problem. So I So I changed them out until I found the right one, and now she's run nice and smooth. And the one that was bad, this one right here, which I don't quite get. It looks fine, but I think maybe if I got a cleaner kit, put these on one of those cans and sprayed, fluid through it, cleaned it out, maybe they'll work. I don't know again, but the really dark ones here, like I said, are the original ones. That came out of this vehicle, and these newer ones here are the ones I bought. And I had a problem with, let's see, these ones here with the little center hole. The vehicle kept running rich. It kept coming up for code bank 1 running too rich. So I only have one in here right now. I'm hoping that code won't come back. I think these are probably higher flow fuel rate. I'm not sure, but they're the same color and everything, which sometimes that means, the flow rate should be about the same. So that's how I got the thing to run good. So if you have this problem, it starts to shaking really bad, especially when you're going uphill under load, then you come to idle, then it's fine. More than likely, it's a fuel injector. Now, in a rare case, I've had some times where you have insulators that get cracked on these spark plugs, but usually if they're cracked, it'll do that all the time, not under load. It'll be constantly just misfiring and so forth. So just want to make this video. I know I don't have a lot of content here to kind of show you, but it was a P01, a P0301, and a P0300 random misfire. So there's the injector that I got in it right now. Let me get my light here real quick. So there is the one I changed out, and real easy to do, but like I said, I'm lucky because that side over there, it's under that manifold, the plenum, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Oh, and the other thing, very important, these O-rings have some on standby right here, because if you push these in too hard, you will cause these to get a little nick in them, and they will leak. Trust me, I've had a couple of these in here. I thought, yeah, I'm good to go. I go start it up, come out here, and fuel is just pouring out around these, and sometimes these cheaper fuel injectors, they leak on the top here. So if you have fuel coming out on the top, you got to kind of watch that. So all these here are just parts, but just watch that. And also you have a little rubber bumper that sits on the bottom right here. So a little rubber stop there. That's more or less a noise suppressor. I believe that's what that is. You got the O-ring on the top there, and you got a little tiny O-ring on the bottom right there. My thumb is. I do not know how to take this screen off yet. Some guys know how to do it. I haven't had a chance to figure this out yet. I tried to pop it off. They want to break it. I wanted to take it apart and just kind of go in there and try to clean them out. But I may try to clean some of these up and keep them for parts because you never know. So other than that, it's running great, and it's nice and smooth. Let's go start her up real quick. And before, when I would start it up, I'd hear a couple puff, puff, puff. Sounds good. Start it right up. Nice and smooth. So for now, I'll go with it. It's a lot better than it was. I just drove it for about 10 miles tonight, and it's nice and smooth. No problems whatsoever. Grab my light. And something that you newbies can do to find out if you're having a problem, go back to your tailpipe and just put your hand up on it or a piece of paper, and when it's running, if it's sucking your hand or the paper in like this, like, you know you've got a dead miss, or you could have a bad valve causing the miss, but you can see it's smooth now. If I can hold this light. Before it would be puff, 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 puff. But anyway, so that's it. I'm happy this is taken care of for now. So if you like this video, hey, give it a thumbs up and let me know where you're watching from. And until my next video, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.